we found this, and we actually didn't even farm this 15 acres until about 3 years after being here.
Farm business does sustain itself now in our third season.
We process 150 to 200 a month.
That we need to get something to keep this grass short.
Word of mouth has been good too.
Yes.
You have a quality product, your customers will come. And then find somebody local to you that does this.
This is kind of unique, I
Yes.
feel like, because not a lot of small farmers have like a set up designated processing station. So
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
did you guys initially start out with this?
No.
How did this come
No.
about?
So we initially started actually right here in the yard with just a water hose and just one of those little white tables. We started with ourselves, you know, just we had 20 something birds, and we just wanted to just see how it would go.
Just processing the birds
processing
yourselves.
ourselves, yeah.
Okay.
And so we started in the yard, and then once we grew, then we developed this area. So we bounced around in different areas in the yard, and then finally we decided to do it here.
So did you build like the concrete
Yes,
and everything
yeah.
yourself?
We
Wow.
had the concrete poured for both slabs, and then just slowly found things as we went. So,
Yeah, so
and this is actually just a, what is it?
That's crawfish scalder.
Crawfish bowl.
Crawfish pot from
Yeah.
Academy. We
Yep.
use that for our scalder.
Yep.
A
So-
crawfish pot for your scalder.
Yep.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works.
Nice.
Do
Yeah.
about 4 birds at a time in there.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
And
Yeah.
then for the longest time, we just used our
Plucker?
Yeah, it came from Tractor Supply, and we just upgraded. We had
To a
a
bigger one?
Yeah, we had a farmer getting rid of it. Way better, way cheaper deal than buying it new. So we
Very
did that.
cool.
Everything's used. I mean, we bought this used. This came out of a culinary school. I think it had a dishwasher and stuff, but it
Oh,
works
wow.
for us. So.
Well, and then you can have multiple people breaking chickens down and just have like a line going.
We do. He usually does the killing, the kill
Kill, scald,
station.
and pluck.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have like 4 or 5 people over here eviscerating. And then,
Very cool.
Yeah, and then we.
How do you get people to help?
So we do have 1 or 2 hired girls that they're usually here monthly, and then we have a local homesteading group on Facebook, and I usually just post in there, hey, come learn how to process chickens for free, and you get to take a chicken home.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
It's been pretty successful with that. I usually have 3 or 4 people that want to do it, so they come out and do it. Yeah.
So you started with 20 chickens, and now how many are you processing a year?
So we process 150 to 200 a month.
Wow.
Every month.
What's your growing season here? We're in Alabama.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's your growing season?
We can technically grow 12 months out of the year.
If we wanted to, we could do that.
Yeah, but-
processing in February outdoors.
Yeah, it's
Not
tough.
No,
Yeah.
we like to take a month off.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
kind of relax before the next season starts.
Yeah. So
But if we really wanted to do it, we
Yeah.
can do it year round.
yeah.
So you're at 150 a month for 11 months,
Mm-hmm.
so that's like
Yeah.
1,000
We're just
chickens.
under 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
I think we did 200 for the first 6 months, and then we've kind of backed off to between 150 and 175.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where do you sell that product at?
Direct to consumer, and then we also have one wholesale account. So
Okay.
a local restaurant.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Nice. Higher end restaurant. So,
90%
yeah.
of it is all sold on the website. And
Yeah.
it's customers, just direct to consumer.
Yeah.
Do you do farmers markets then, or is it just off farm?
We
All
don't.
farm.
So I still work in town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, just 4 miles from here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty convenient. So the weekends, is when I'm home with the family and the kids. So we don't want to spend that time out farmers markets.
Yeah.
Y'all understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's really the only time we have to get projects done around here. So
Yep.
Yeah.
it's worked out. Just
Yeah.
packing for farmers markets and
Yeah.
staying there all day, then coming home and unpacking. This is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with 2 kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
Three.
Yeah.
3
Yeah,
kids.
the other
Yeah.
one's asleep right
Yeah.
now.
Oh
We
my
have a
goodness.
baby. I have a 10-month-old.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Very busy then.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Megan, you grew up in farm culture.
Yes.
But Rob did not.
No.
So
I did not.
No.
what brought you to farming this way?
So I grew up farming. After I had our first son, we were actually living in a subdivision. And after we had him, I was like, I just can't live in a subdivision and raise kids. I wasn't raised that way. That was actually the first time I'd ever lived in one
Okay.
in 30 years. And so I just, I was like, let's try to find some land, and we didn't know what we wanted to do, but we found this, and we actually didn't even farm this 15 acres until about 3 years after being here. It was rented out to one of our local row croppers. So I just stumbled upon another mom on Instagram actually feeding her kids some pasture raised animals, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
So you started out with this property
Yeah.
just wanting to be away.
Yes, yeah.
And
yeah.
then you were
Yeah.
like, oh, we could raise animals on pasture and make that,
Mm-hmm.
a living
Yeah.
off of it.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
So I was actually, I
yeah.
had planned on building like a stationary coop for egg layers right here in the yard.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, no, you need to watch this video. This guy named Joel Salatin. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Well, finally I did, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I did.
And
'cause
he
I
changed
wouldn't,
the whole world.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can imagine
Oh, yeah.
just keeping animals in one spot. After
Yeah.
Very
seeing
cool.
the benefits that moving them provides.
So
Yeah.
you've got layers out on pasture right
Yes.
now. Let's go take a look
Oh,
at
yeah,
those.
yeah,
How many layers do you have?
yeah. About 90-ish,
Yeah, probably
I would
between
say.
80 and 90.
Yeah.
I haven't counted them.
I don't think
in a couple
anybody
months.
counts
Yeah.
layers. I'm pretty
We
sure.
start with the number
Yeah.
and then,
Yeah.
you know.
I know how many I
Yeah,
ordered.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So, yeah. So
We
have
do
about,
have owls and hawks.
yeah.
Okay. Now I saw a goose out here, right?
So yeah, he's our guard goose, and he's actually really good. You'll hear him out here squawking, and they'll all take off and get up under the eggmobile. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
We had a
so-
guard goose too. Her name was Penelope,
Penelope.
and we watched her fight a hawk
oh,
Really?
really?
out of the air.
Oh, that's
Fought.
awesome.
It was great.
That's awesome. We haven't watched him fight anything.
Yeah.
We had a rooster out here at one point, and we think he learned some bad habits from the rooster, and he got mean at one point. I
Yeah.
know, but we took care of the rooster, and he kind of calmed down.
Okay.
So yeah,
There you go. Maybe they were
I know.
competing or something.
yeah, yeah.
So you've got the Premier One netting.
Yes, and we don't keep it hot. It's just more batteries and
Yeah.
We were using
electrical
the,
stuff we have to have. So
Yeah, we were using the Premier solar chargers, and we have problems down here with it's so wet down here. We have problems with fire ants.
ant
getting inside
ant
of them,
beds
and they would
galore.
just chew up
yeah.
the battery cables. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we
what
don't-
a different kind of problem to have. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even think of something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And us moving, twice a week.
Yeah.
Or weekly, and there was still enough time for the ants to get in there and just destroy.
I'm gonna make sure I'm not
chargers.
standing
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
watch
Yes.
the-
You see that? I'm starting to get itchy. I'm like, wait a minute.
I know. I know.
Okay.
So
So you've
yeah.
got him out here. You
Yep.
move him twice a week.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
hi, guy. He's like, I'm just gonna give you a soft little
Yeah.
honk.
Hello. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So did you guys build that?
Yes. My dad found, this is a true farmer for you. He had that, what's that thing called at the bottom? The chassis?
so
Yeah.
wagon chassis.
The chassis. He had it pushed off in the woods. And we were talking to him about needing something to build this. And he's like, hold on, I think I got something. So he pulled it out of the woods and
Like 15 years.
yeah,
So
I'd been
it's
sitting
in
there.
the
There's
woods,
no
yeah.
telling.
There's
So.
trees growing through.
It
Yeah.
doesn't need to be
Yeah.
roadworthy or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Just
No.
need to move a few
No.
feet.
Yeah.
You can see the
Oh,
tire.
yeah.
The tires on it are flat.
Yeah. Used a couple different plans and just.
Yeah. So if you
Can we
look
see
at
it?
this is the
Oh
chicken
yeah.
tractor.
Yeah. You want to go in there?
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, been a minute since I jumped over one of those.
Yeah.
So you just got some tarp on it.
Yeah. I'll show you my favorite. We did the rollout nest boxes.
Yeah. Custom built in. Nice. Oh,
Yes.
somebody's in here backwards. Hello.
I knew that washing these would take time, and
Oh,
I
I
said,
hate washing
yeah,
those.
I said
Yeah.
no. I need the nest boxes.
Yeah.
My hands are already full, so
Right. Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
chicken tractor we used for our second season. First season we started out with the traditional
Joel.
Salatin
Okay.
style pen. It wasn't really
Yeah.
practical
Okay.
for what we were doing, so that's what we used.
For broilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was Darby Simpson on
Oh, yeah.
Grass Fed Life.
He's
Yep.
down in Indiana.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right, that's
yeah,
right, that's right.
yeah.
We
You
bought
asked him.
we bought his plans and built that, and they worked great. So we just kind of modified it a little bit for eggmobile. So
Yeah.
it's really the same thing.
Okay.
Concept.
So are you still putting broilers in that then?
No, we used it for turkeys.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have 2 of them. So we put them both together, put the turkeys inside the Premier netting. So they still do get used. Our hair sheep are due to lamb any day.
Oh,
So
you
we'll
use
probably use
yeah.
those for lambing jugs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're kind of our backup pens
Okay.
now. So
Very cool.
I know we've had people want to buy them. And we're like, no, we've kind of needed them when we need them. We
Yeah.
don't.
Right.
It's not like they're being always
Tell 'em I was
being
like, get on
used.
grass-fed life.
Yeah.
I think the plans were $20. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
You get a cut list and
Yeah.
a shopping list for the lumber and everything.
So why do you prefer the hoop style over the flat Salatin structure?
Just airflow. It's
Okay.
so humid
Yeah.
down here.
It gets
yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, our mortality rate's gone down on the
Yeah.
pasture because of, I think, airflow, like you
Yeah.
said, too.
It's easier to
so-
see when you're moving them.
Yeah.
Also.
So you have all of your poultry in the hoop structure.
Yes. So that's Dave and Ginger Shields. They're in O'Brien, Florida, I believe.
Okay.
They're APA members. They provided these plans
Okay.
to APA members.
As they go and step in a.
Yeah. Watch out.
ant hill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's their style hoop house. It's just I think it's 2x2 carport tubing for the base.
Okay.
Just welded together on skids, and then the hoops are chain link fence top rail. Just order a greenhouse hoop bender and bend them, and it's pretty simple. But we move that. We've been moving it twice a day with the winch on our side by side.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's nice.
yeah,
you
you
can
can
move
see the
150 chickens in like 2 minutes with a.
That's awesome.
With a-
so that's
with
your
a winch.
capacity is 150.
No, we've put 200. You can do 200's the
Okay.
max.
Yeah.
So
Do you think that the winch is better than just the mechanical moving because of sound, or why do you
They
use the
do.
winch?
labor. So we do factor. Watch the hens have been here, so there's holes. So we do factor labor into our price. So we were moving 2 or 3 pens a day for
Okay.
the chickens.
Yeah.
So like we can move the same amount of birds if they're all housed in one structure.
yeah.
We can move them in half the time.
And they do get used to the Polaris sound. They know when
Yeah.
we come out here and get ready to move them, they all run to the front and they're excited for the fresh grass. So,
Right.
so it's a little slower and consistent move too, I
Yeah,
think.
so we're
good
facing.
point.
Yeah.
The chain is on the other side. They're
Yeah.
getting pulled this way. So
Yep.
the winch is on the front of the side by side, so we can actually watch them.
Yeah.
And not run over them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So we just
Yeah.
So does that help with like any bumps that you might hit, like anthills, that the winch is like able to mechanically move them
Yeah.
versus kind of like jutting them forward?
Yeah, it will get. I think what was it? July. This grass was probably this tall, and
Oh, wow.
the winch was struggling to
Yeah.
move this
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
So that's when we decided to get the hair sheep. I said we need to get something to keep this grass short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it did. It worked. It handled it, but it did struggle a few
Little.
times there in
Okay.
summertime.
Yeah.
So you've got the nice feeders, you've got nipple water with a bucket on the back.
Yes.
So that probably helps when it's really hot that you can get, I mean, how many gallons can you put in that thing?
So when I hung it like that, I didn't expect for the top to kind of fold
Oh,
in.
yeah.
So normally it's 50 gallons. So I'm thinking it might be between 30 and 40.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really needs a float valve in it.
Oh.
It takes a long time to fill that up.
Okay.
So
And just have it on
I'll stick the
automatic.
hose in there in the
Yeah.
afternoon, and then while that's filling up, we'll go take care of the pigs and feed them. And by the time we come back, it's usually just about full. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we could
Very cool.
we try to automate all the water. It's a real time saver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's we haven't got around to putting a float valve in that yet, but yeah,
Gotcha.
it's Jason from Sutherland.
Yeah.
His name.
Yeah.
And he had this PVC drinker on his YouTube, and it's been working really well.
Oh yeah.
We were using the Plasson bell waterers before that. And
They
down
get
here,
clogged.
they get clogged with
Oh,
algae
moss.
and
Yeah.
moss. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we moved to this, and it's worked out well.
We had the same problem with our Plossons. We had to make sure that the tubing was always black. And even
Yeah.
then, we were out there just blowing in
Oh,
that
yeah.
hose.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Us
Or like
yeah.
sticking some like grass down in it to get it
Yes,
clogged.
yeah.
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 They were quite frustrating.
Yep. So our
So-
water system, I'll tell you this real quick
Yeah.
too. We ran this water system. So at our house, we have a second well.
Oh.
And so we knew we were going to be doing this. So we ran a water pipe all the way, and every little T-post, there's a pop-up in the ground.
Oh.
The
And
Plasson,
yeah, and you
Quick
can
connect.
just, and so You just run a water hose to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's really nice.
It's,
Very convenient. And you just push it in.
Where
there.
did you get that idea from?
Greg Judy.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
familiar with him
Yeah.
on his YouTube?
Yep.
He has a video. I think it's titled "Starting a Rotational Grazing Operation on 20 Acres" or something
Okay,
like that.
uh-huh.
And he
Yeah.
turned us onto this. It's 3/4 inch poly pipe.
Okay.
It's the black polyethylene tubing, and the Plastin Quick Connects. They've worked out really well.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, because we're so far south, do you have to worry about frost line ever or turn the water off or anything?
No.
No.
I think
Okay.
we'll get like one week out of the year where we gotta shut the water off. The house has a crawl space, so we'll
Okay.
cut the water off and drain the lines. But
Gotcha.
no, I haven't had problems with these yet. I see where some people will put insulation
Oh,
in
yeah.
these if it gets below freezing. But the poly pipe is buried 2 feet deep, so that's well under our frost line down
yeah.
here, just to be
Okay.
safe.
So when did you put that in?
Was it 2 years ago? Springtime? Like
Yeah.
March
Yeah.
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before as we were putting animals out
Yeah.
here.
So we did
Okay.
have the pigs out here
Yeah.
the year before,
Oh.
and we had to put an IBC tote on the front of their wagon. That's
Yeah.
their shade mobile. So we had an IBC tote on the front of that, and we would stake a barrel down right in front of the tongue of that trailer
Okay.
with a float valve.
Yeah.
So once a week we were having to bring that trailer back to the house to fill up that tote with water.
And then pull it all
It
the
takes
way
an
back.
hour, yeah, to fill that up with water.
Yeah.
So we finally got water out here, which is
Well, since we're talking about the pigs, let's go see them.
yeah.
So, do you just have feeders out here, or
Yeah,
do you have
that's
any
it, yeah.
breeding stock?
No, we talked about keeping some sows out here.
Okay.
And raising our own breeding stock, but just putting pencil to paper, I couldn't really
Figure it
make
out.
it make sense
Yeah.
to feed a couple of sows year round. So we have a couple of suppliers in Baldwin County, and they have pretty good breeding stock. So we like the way they grow out.
Okay, you've
Yeah.
got a mix of pigs in here. You've got a couple suppliers in the area. in the area.
Yes. Yeah.
What? Oh, you got some wattle in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
These are some red wattle.
Got some red wattle,
I
a
don't
couple of
remember.
Durocs. Over there in our other group, there's some Berkshire mixes.
Y'all just watch your feet.
Oh, you have two groups.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
funny, these groups were kind of supposed to be delivered within like a week of each other. So
Okay.
they would be in the training pen together up
Okay.
there.
But it didn't
So
work.
it didn't work out that way. So now I didn't want to put them together and have them fight. So
Yeah.
we did have to start another separate group over here.
Okay.
There's 14 in
Yeah.
that one.
But
Okay.
traditionally,
10.
they start in the training pen here.
Oh, over there.
And then
okay.
then we'll let them out here.
So this little area here
Yeah,
is
so this
like
is-
your designated pig area.
This is our
Yes.
waterway, so we
Yeah.
try to keep this clear.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain because I got to put a lane with poly wire right here,
Oh.
and so jump the pigs over to here,
Yeah.
and then we move them clockwise this
Okay.
way. So
Yeah.
yep.
Very
And
cool.
so this was all broom sedge and Kogan grass
Yeah.
when we moved in.
I don't even know what those are.
It's invasive. Broom sedge is an indicator of poor pH
Oh, okay.
in your soil, just from being row cropped for
Oh,
decades.
Okay.
And not being used.
Yeah.
A lot of this was not even row cropped because of the drainage and all
Yeah,
that.
it
It's
was-
just not
I
level.
think it was tilled
So-
really deep, and a lot of the soil was actually washed out over here. So,
Because you said this is a waterway, so does it flood a lot then?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Right
so
here.
all the fields around us drain into
Drain
this
right
ditch.
there.
Yeah,
I
it'll be
see.
it'll be a river in springtime.
Yeah.
When it rains. but,
Oh my. So how long have you had pigs out here?
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you
There
feel like
is.
they've improved the soil
absolutely.
area?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Tremendously.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we'll go behind these guys a couple of the days before they move. We'll throw out ryegrass seed
Oh, okay.
and try to get some oats too, but let them pack that in,
Yep.
and then we'll move them over here to their next area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how
so-
often do you move them?
They're supposed to be moved every 14 days.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we just kind of keep an eye. Depends on how much it rains,
Yeah.
how much
Yeah.
they weigh.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you feed them? Because I don't see feeders out here.
We
No.
feed them twice a day.
We feed them non-GMO pellet.
Okay.
Yeah. So we used to have like, tire feeders out
Uh-huh.
here, and then we'd have to drag them over the
Mhm.
poly wire, and it would tear the wire up, and it. So we saw another farm. They just fed them on the ground. And since it's a pellet, they don't waste it. You can see.
Well, they eat dirt even.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So they clean it up. We don't have problems with parasites. We haven't wormed probably 2 years.
Yeah.
Had to worm just because they're constantly rotated.
Yep. Yeah.
Isn't that an interesting industry standard? Because I think we went to a farm in Michigan and he was just feeding his chickens on the ground.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes total sense. It's like, wait a minute. They peck on the ground. They eat the bugs. They eat the grass.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we just throw their corn on the ground?
We do that with our hens.
Yeah.
We started just feeding them
Yeah.
on
So
the
the
ground.
hens get a layer pellet also.
Yeah.
But the broilers, our feed mill has switched to crumble, so they will waste that.
Okay.
But her
Yeah.
Jersey cow will come out here and she'll clean that up whenever we move the chicken tractor. You see
Okay.
the Jersey cow will come running over here
Yeah.
to clean up
She
all
loves
the broiler feed.
it. She loves
It's
it.
like a little treat for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
pigs
yeah.
are smart. They don't poop
Yeah.
where they eat.
Right.
Yeah.
We try not to feed them here every time. I'll feed them over there. Or
Yeah.
Down, like
Move it
along the
around.
line.
because it does, that feed will get old and start to stink.
Yeah.
I know. I think it's funny. People ask about sick animals. They'll call us. Well, I got a sick chicken, or I got a sick, pig, or something. I'm like, I don't have anything sick because we move our animals around.
We don't really know how to help them most
Yeah,
of the time.
I don't-
I don't have that problem.
I had one lady say something one time. Oh, well, I bet your vet bill's expensive. I was like, I don't have a vet bill because we move our animals. We rotate them. That's the beauty in this is we have healthy animals, and that provides healthy food for us. So yeah.
Isn't
So-
that something that, again, one of those industry standards that it's an expense that you think you're going to have. And
Yeah.
you're like, well,
Yeah.
they're not sick. Why
Yeah.
do I need
Yeah.
a vet if
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
sick?
Yeah.
That's
exactly right.
So-
Awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
Very. You just got the sheep?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's been about a month.
Yeah.
You've had 'em? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
what are your intentions with the sheep? Are you wanting to?
Lamb meat.
Okay.
And then also sell the lambs.
Okay.
Yeah, well-
There's not really anybody around here that provides ewes or
Yeah.
to grow a flock, not a flock, a herd. So
Yeah, we'll keep some for replacement ewes.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we need to cull any of those up there, but yeah, we sell wean lambs or grass-fed lambs to restaurants and direct to consumers.
So you've had
Yeah.
these sheep for about a month, you said, and they're about to lamb.
yes.
So what's next then?
So we've been keeping an eye. We check them every morning, see if we have any lambs out here.
Okay.
I'll tell the boys, I was like, go check and see if we have any lambs in the pasture, and they'll come out here. But no, the benefits of them impacting the pasture with their hoofs and their manure, the egg layers will start to come behind them. I'm kind of moving them this way, so
Okay.
they'll spread out their manure. Yeah, we just needed a ruminant out here to eat the grass,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
number one. But yeah, we want to be able to offer a new protein to our customers, so
Yeah.
why not
Yeah.
grass-fed lamb?
So you had the market demand for it then. What did that look
We
like?
don't know yet. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
maybe you don't have a market.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So our restaurant customer that's purchasing our chicken has expressed interest in
Okay.
lamb. So I think it'll work out. But that's the beauty of still having a job in town is we can kind of take more risks on stuff like this. The farm business does sustain itself now in our third season, but we can kind of have a little more latitude to do stuff like that. We're not relying on the farm business to pay all the bills and pay
Right.
for the groceries and stuff. So
Yeah.
Great.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you said you needed a ruminant out here,
Mm-hmm.
but why sheep? Why not goats? Why not
That's a good
cattle?
question. So when we built the perimeter fence, we were gonna get cattle, but we don't really have enough acreage to do cow-calf operation.
Okay.
So we had to buy in like year-old stockers,
Yeah.
raise them for a year, and then the price of stockers this past spring was crazy. I forget what it was.
Very high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we tabled that idea, and then we started doing some more research on sheep. So per animal unit, you have 6 to 7 sheep per one steer,
Okay.
right? So sheep can lamb twice a year versus cow is 9 months, so once a
And
year.
you get 2 lambs each
2,
time.
sometimes 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to say the price per pound for grass-fed lamb was higher than beef also. So it was us checked all these boxes.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have the facilities for beef. beef
Okay.
cattle.
You mean processing
Working
facilities?
working shoots and
Okay.
stuff like that. So I was like, let's start small with
Easier
a
to
small
handle.
flock
Yeah.
of sheep. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we got 10 ewes. We'll end up getting a ram like 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
We try to lamb in the fall.
Okay.
So we'll put the ram in around May.
Okay.
Just the parasite load in the fall down here is a lot lower.
Okay.
So the lambs, won't get those barber pole worms in their stomach. So yeah, we just get a lot of rain and a lot of heat in
Yeah.
the springtime.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And I want to narrow in on what you said about ability to take risks.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you think that like differentiates you from other small farms that maybe can't take as much risk?
It just, it allows us to, like, what else have we done?
The turkeys.
The turkeys, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. So,
that's 5 months of growing.
Yeah,
and
if
a
we
lot of
start an enterprise and
Yeah.
it fails, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
Because we're still gonna be able to eat and have a house to live in. But
Yeah.
no, but the business is in its 3rd year, and we don't have to give it any cash. It sustains itself. We kind of figured out, how much to keep in the checking account for feed and
Right.
pigs and chicks. And so it's working. I think the marketing is really the biggest thing. She handles all that.
Why is it the biggest thing?
Just
What do you mean?
finding your customers. 'Cause everybody's accustomed to cheap food.
Yeah.
Cheap food and expensive medicine. So
Isn't that the
so
truth?
Yeah.
marketing on Facebook, advertisements on Google. It's like you got to have a weekly or monthly newsletter.
Yeah.
You got to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to the marketing, and a lot of people don't realize this is pretty small scale. But you have to know web design, accounting, marketing. And if
He's
you
web
farm-
design and accounting. He
If
knew
you-
all that.
Yeah, if you farm
going
all
in.
those tasks out, you're thousands of dollars in
Yeah.
the hole already.
Yeah.
So
So you already knew how to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you learn how to do that?
The,
Like, is that your profession or
No. It's just
trial and error?
trial and error, YouTube,
Okay.
internet
Yeah.
research, taking some courses in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
you're kind of self-taught on that, but then you
Yes.
handle the rest of the marketing. So how do you get into the customer base, especially since you aren't going out to be in front of people's faces? You said ads and
think
stuff, but what else are you doing?
Word of mouth has been good too.
Yes. Yeah.
You have a quality product, your customers will come. I had a farmer tell me that too. So.
Yeah.
But Facebook's free. Instagram, all those social medias are free. So just took advantage of them, and then just grew from there. Email list. I've heard that a million times. Listened to other people grow and email lists, and it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing too.
How do
growing
you
an email
use
list.
an email list?
So we have through our website. Whenever you buy products through our website, you subscribe to our email list. It automatically subscribes,
Okay.
and then
That's
we,
kind of nice.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because then it's not like you're
Yeah.
asking
Yeah.
people to
Right.
go out of their
And
way
they
to
can
do
un-
it.
Yeah,
They
they can
just-
uncheck the box.
Sure.
If they don't
Yeah.
want to subscribe, they
Yeah.
can always
What an easy
unsubscribe.
way to
Yeah.
do that,
Yeah.
because it's not like you're doing a second ask.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
already doing
Yeah,
it.
because
that's
Facebook
really
and
cool.
Instagram, Facebook doesn't
Yeah.
own your email list, right? So
Yeah.
if Facebook shuts you down, you still have your
email list.
Right.
your customer contact information.
And then when we tell people, well, we want to know about this or that, we tell them go subscribe to the email list, because like when we restock our chicken, I tell them like that we send out an email and say, hey, our chicken's back in stock, because it sells out quick.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So,
Yeah.
If there's
So.
anybody that's watching this and maybe they kind of feel like in a similar situation, like maybe they have an opportunity to expand upon, is there a piece of advice that you would give them as they're starting their farming journey?
just do it.
Yeah, just do
Just
it.
do it. I feel like we've learned the most by just doing it, and they
That's a big one.
yeah,
That's a really big one.
just take the leap and get your hands in.
Try to teach yourself,
Yeah,
bookkeeping, web design. Web
Yeah.
design's easy now. You don't have to know
It is plug and play.
HTML.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
plug and play.
yeah,
Try to do
Yeah.
those things if you
yourself.
can. Try to do them. That saves hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, and then
just get the
and
animals on
find
the ground.
get the animals on the ground, and then find somebody local to you that does this. We found a man in Mississippi who he was actually our feed supplier, And so we were driving over there to buy the feed and stuff, but he has an operation, it's 500 acres, so, and he had been doing it a lot longer. So I would call him, or, you know, anytime we go get feed, ask him questions and stuff. So just find
It's okay
somebody
to ask
else.
questions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that there's like this weird stigma of adults that we're supposed to just know everything,
Right.
and that learning stops when you graduate high school,
No.
or I guess graduate college even.
Yeah.
But what I'm finding with the regenerative farming movement is that education is forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And that
Absolutely.
we're always
Yeah.
learning something, and it's okay
Absolutely.
to ask.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what, yes, that's how we've
Usually
grown.
the people that come to help process chickens, they want to come tour the farm when we're after we've cleaned up and we're done processing. So we'll spend another hour out here going,
Yeah.
just touring the farm and showing them the pigs and
Yeah.
all the other animals.
Yep.
But yeah, we get emails all the time. We don't have problems answering questions, people that want to
Yeah.
learn.
Okay.
But
So if somebody is in the area
Yeah.
and they wanted to learn more about you, come and see you guys, buy some of your product,
Mm-hmm.
they can just do so on your website. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the easiest way, is through our website. Our website keeps up with like inventory and stuff like
Okay.
that. So,
Cool.
and you know what we have in stock, and
Yeah.
so just buy through the website, and then you can do a free on the farm pickup. You just come here and pick it up, or we have drop locations throughout the county, and we go
Okay.
to them once a month.
Cool.
And so
Yeah.
every Saturday morning, we go to it, drop the food off, and then come back.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for letting
Yeah.
my family and I come out and
Yeah.
our boys to play, because they're
Absolutely.
having so much fun. I don't think that
Anytime.
they're going to be wanting to leave anytime soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you again. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. What you guys
Thank
have going on here is so cool, and I just can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. I
Thank
think
you.
it'll be
Thank
fun.
y'all for coming.
Thank
Yep.
you.